How we doing, guys? I'm down here in somewhere, Texas. Oh, I got my fuel receipt right here still. Waller, Texas. At the Loves. Of course, I'm not a big fan of the Loves. I don't go to them very often. That's not that there's anything wrong with them. I just don't go to them very often. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about CRST Malone a little bit. So far, I have been here now. Let's see. Four months, right? July, August, September, October. Just about 4 months. One more week. Monday, maybe Monday. I've been here for 4 months. So far, I have no complaints, really. I mean, there's a couple things like any other place you go to that I don't like, but at the same time, there's no other place that I've been that I've been able to take as much as I have here, home. My best check, which was 2 weeks ago, was $27.78 take home for 1 week for 2,200 miles. Of course, because I had a good week that week, I decided that I was going to stay home for an extended weekend, and went to leave the house Wednesday, ended up sick. So basically I was taking a 5-day weekend, and then I ended up sick Wednesday and ended up staying home for the rest of the week, and then unfortunately had some family problems and ended up staying home another week. So I was home for just over 2 weeks. Matter of fact, when it hit 2 weeks, I went and picked up a load, brought that back home for the weekend on Friday. Which was about 30 miles from my house. Anyhow, I mean, I'm doing really good. I'm making the money I want to make. I'm paying off the truck. I'm going home when I want to go home. Of course, I ended up being home for that 2 weeks, so now I'm back down and got to make the time up. So. And not because they want me to make the time up, because I want to make the time up. I just need to make the money up, really is what it is. So this weekend I stayed out, which, by the way, today is October 25th. Is that right? Okay, Love's receipts do not have the date on them. Or I am blind and dumb. I'm blind and dumb. Today's the 25th, like I said. So I left the house on the 18th. I left the night of the 18th. Went the 2 hours away to deliver the load. Went back towards the house. And picked up the same exact load, and then brought that to Louisville, Kentucky. Got the truck serviced. Then I grabbed a load and went up to Ohio, up to Findlay, Ohio. Then I grabbed this load on Friday, which I really wanted to get out there and show the chain and straps and stuff like that. I might take some pictures and go over the securement on it. It's a 40,000 pound coil that I didn't have to tarp, surprisingly. Sorry, you guys are mounted to the steering wheel, so got a little bit of movement when I touch it. It's raining like crazy. It's been raining all weekend. I guess there's some big storm coming in, so I'm not going to go stand out there with the camera maybe, like I said, I'll go out and take some pictures and walk through it on the phone. Yeah, I'm really liking the company. I choose what I want to do. I go where I want to go. I sit when I want to sit. And it's up to me on how much money I'm going to make. Now, I'm sure if I got so far in the hole, you know, by taking off a couple weeks, the bills don't stop. I mean, they just keep putting you in the negative. I'm sure once you get so far into the negative, they're really going to start saying, you know, what's going on here. Of course, I told them what was going on with me. That's why I was off for 2 weeks. But from what I understand, it's, you know, after a week is when they start saying, hey, what's going on? Are you coming back? Or, you know, whatever. Just see what's going on. See what your intentions and your plans are. So, I guess I can go over some of the bad things I really don't like. As far as our maintenance goes, because we're on the lease purchase and stuff, in the contract, it's they basically take care of the maintenance. And they only cover like certain things. I'll grab the paperwork. Now, certain contracts are set up differently. So, is it this one? No, I think both my contracts are in here. Basically, what it is you end up with them taking out 15 cents a mile. Now, this is only lease purchase. If you're owner-operator, this doesn't include you. But if you're lease purchase and you want to do lease purchase, they do 15 cents a mile. And that covers specific things. Number one, your oil change. Let me see. Okay, I was looking in the wrong area. For the first period maintenance, it is bumper to bumper with restrictions. The restrictions are glass breakage, mattresses, adjustment to speed or horsepower, towing for being stuck out. Let me go back. Adjustments for speed or horsepower. I don't think we can do anything with that unless we're asking them to turn it down. Towing for being stuck. Jump starts after home time. Guilty. Home for 2 weeks. I needed to jump start my truck. I was not calling them to ask them to have somebody come jump start my truck. I hooked up my personal vehicle. I let it sit there on charge for probably for about an hour and a half. Was enough voltage, was enough to get it started. I started the truck up and I let it run for probably a good 7 or 8 hours, and every day after that I went out and started it up to make sure the battery stayed charged. It was mainly because I left my inverter on and it ended up killing the batteries, which I don't understand why, because it should have fucking kicked out before they even died. Jump starts, home time, running out of fuel. If you run out of fuel, you're an idiot. Driver abuse. Rear end failures due to spin outs. Wipers, wiper nozzles, etc. Fire extinguishers, triangles, inverter installation or removal. Repair done without approval. So if you have something done to the truck and it wasn't approved to begin with, you're paying for it. Second period maintenance, which is the maintenance I kicked into 1 month after I started. Matter of fact, it was from let's see, 529.15 to 723.15. So just shy of 2 months, from 724 to 12/9/16, which is when I pay the truck off. Depending on how I decide to do the balloon payment, which is like $5,700. So if I decide to pay the balloon payment off in cash, I'll have it paid off then, or if I decide to just continue on with the payments, it'll pay off then. Which I would imagine that they would still be charging me the 15 cents. Now, they're not exactly, they are taking 15 cents a mile out of me. However, once I kicked over into the second period maintenance, only 12 of that cents goes into the maintenance pool. The other 3 cents goes into my own little pool that must be used for maintenance if I need it for maintenance. Otherwise, I can put that money towards my balloon payment at the end. So the second period maintenance covers routine maintenance only. Covered items include tires, normal wear only. So if you're running over curbs all the time, you're paying for any damage to the tires, or if the tire needs to be replaced. Brakes and brake components, oil changes, belts and hoses, alternators, air conditioning systems, heater motors, clutch and clutch housing, and lights. Maintenance period 2 continued. Items not covered: engine and internal parts, fuel injectors, ECM or associated electronic components, turbo and intercooler, oil cooler, pan and pump, transmission and internal parts, axles and internal parts, timing case cover and general exhaust, manifold, intake manifold, performance compliance, I'm betting it's supposed to be components, but maybe I'm wrong. Oil consumption, including leaks, front suspension, kingpins, spring hangers, radiator, and glass. So now that's pretty much how the maintenance works. I am not extremely happy about it. It's not my favorite part of the company for sure, but at the end of next year I own the truck. So the other thing is, if I've heard plenty of times where the truck is just fucking crap, and they end up saying that it's not, a repaired item. If you can't fix it, you can't fix it. You basically turn the truck back in, walk away from that contract, and as far as I understand, they will assign you to a new contract for a new truck, for another truck. You're not getting a new truck. Number 2 on the things that I don't like about the company would be when you first come to the company. As far as the truck goes, now, I'm not a big complainer. I'm not a big bitcher. I don't sit there and cry and whine. I take with what's given to me. And that's basically what it comes down to. What's given to you is what's given to you. There is no, used truck lot that you're going out into and picking out what truck you want. It's, you get the truck that's handed up to you. Here's the contract. If you agree to it, sign it. If not, then you're going to be one of the bitching ones, and you're going to go and talk to them and see what can be done to change. There was a couple guys there when I came through class that went in and talked to the guy, and they got on the phone, whatever they had to do, and they got a different truck. There was a couple guys that ended up with the truck that wasn't so good when they got to the truck, so they ended up getting a different one, which is understandable. I mean, these things happen. You get a driver that just walks away from the truck and doesn't do what he was supposed to do with it, or left it at a truck stop, or it's sitting at a dealership or something like that, and the dealership said, all right, the truck's ready to go, and they get there and the truck's really not ready to go. I mean, it's my favorite saying, shit happens. But for the most part, aside of those two things, I don't think there's really anything I dislike. I don't like that they offer you ratchets and no snap binders, but at the same time, I can go buy my own snap binders. I have to pay for all the equipment anyway, which they work a deduction thing out for you. I think it's, I don't remember, $75 a week maybe. It's in the paperwork somewhere. I'll throw up a picture of it. I think that's it. With those few things I don't like about the company, if I knew them before I came to join, and know the things that I know right now, which I did know those things before I came, so it's not like it was a boom, surprise. Even knowing the things before I came, now I've dealt with the things I know, and dealing with the company for the last 4 months, I have no anticipation of going anywhere else at the moment. Now, in the future, I do plan on moving on. I do not plan on staying here for the rest of my life. This is a company that got me into my own truck, and I am very appreciative over that. I do not know how much longer I will stay after the truck is paid off, or what I may see in the future. But I do know that at some point in time in the future, I would like to go down to a low boy pulling heavy haul. That might even change. I really don't know. But that is one other thing I guess I could say that I don't like here, is that there's not multiple opportunities for lower decks. They do have owner-operators here that have step decks. I don't believe there's any company drivers with step decks. I'm quite positive about that. Not 100% though. But there is no low boys, no RGNs, no double drops, nothing that is a foot and a half off the ground or whatever. So I might eventually, move on to another company, or just might move on to my own numbers. I really don't know at the moment. As far as owner operators go, there is a $185 trailer rental. Lease purchase has to pay that too, but I think that's pretty much the only thing owner operators have to pay for if they're using their trailer. If they are using their own insurance, they don't have to pay anything else. All money is paid to owner operators on one card. Lease purchase, we get two cards. We get one pay card and we get one fuel card. So that's why I said if you run out of fuel, you're pretty stupid. Owner operators, they have to maintain their money. Lease purchase has to do the same thing. The only difference is one card is for your fuel and one card is for your pay. So one card can go home and one card can't. You just got to make sure you're getting enough for fuel advances. Personally, I got my account built up to $2,000. I will never run out of fuel, and I'll never have any problems with fuel. If I need to, I could deadhead across the country. just to go home. I wouldn't do that because that would just be stupid. Unless I really had to get home, at which point the amount of money I'm going to spend in fuel, I might as well get a fucking airplane ticket. And then fly back to my truck, and I don't know. It would depend on what I had to go home for. Anyway, I think that's about it. I will throw the phone number up for recruiting. I might, you know what? I might even attach a little thing on here showing you guys where the hiring area and stuff is. I'm not 100% positive about that. I know there's not a lot of states in there. If you want, you can go to joinmalone.com. I'll put that down in the description. What else? I think that's it. Any questions, please put them down below. And if you like my videos, please subscribe. And if you like the video, please like it. If you don't, please hit dislike. And if you do dislike it, please put down in the bottom why, or at least what I can do better. Anyway, have a good one, guys, and look forward to my securement video for this coil. Later.